The lakes are frozen again. They look like silver glass. The cold winds from the north do blow, and another winter must pass. The life that's under this wintry scene conserves its energy. It awaits the warmer approach of spring to lift this canopy. And when it feels the crackling ice and the warmth of the sun, it will rise to the surface in its annual search for food to overcome. The stillness it's known in the deepest water that now seems to be done. Life returns to the lakes again as the ice does disappear. The water comes alive again, and once again we hear its life. Breathing. The ice was breathing. At least that's what I noticed when I was walking the edge of this frozen pond. I noticed that the ice was rough towards the rocks and became more smooth as you went into the pond. I noticed these large cracks spanning the width of the pond, and I wondered how they got there. I also wondered if there was life under the ice and how it was handling the cold. How do these organisms plan for the long stay? I also noticed water pouring out of the hillside, creating bright white columns of water. I noticed the smaller, unfrozen pool with green material underneath the surface and wondered why it stayed so green, especially when everything around it faded to brown. I wondered if movement had anything to do with it. I then noticed the steady stream of water pouring into the frozen pond. I noticed one side of the stick was frozen and the other was not. The moving water also created bubbles. I wondered, did that have anything to do with it? I wondered how those bubbles were formed. Where did those come from? I noticed the carpet-like material on the stick and wondered, is it alive? How can it stay green when it's so cold? And the water is pulsing, moving. Does that make it alive? Is water a living thing? As I explored the southern edge of the pond, I noticed the contrast between rough and smooth ice was wider than the other spot I looked at. I noticed the same cracks in the ice, but this time they were almost deeper and a ledge on one side versus the other. And then I wondered why there was more snow on this side. I wondered if the shade had anything to do with it. So I explored the other side of the pond. And it was definitely more smooth and less rough around the edges. What is living or non-living in this space? And how do I know? Are they here and I just haven't found them yet?